Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Ask Me Anything. I am spiritual medium, psychotherapist, and author Kellee White. And today is April 17th, 2025. Let me say hi to a few people, and I've got a lot to say, as usual. Here we go. Hi, Dee Dee from Chicago. Okay, Dee Dee, and you say that you witnessed your first eagle sighting this morning, and your boys turned 7 today. First of all, congratulations. There's a big meaning to that. And I am going to talk about eagles. So we're all on the same page here with eagles, because I have an eagle story from this morning. So I will get there. Hi, Sherry Craft. You've been having weird dreams? Join the club. So, and I want to come back. So Renee, if you could make a note for that, I do want to come back and answer that question. Sherry, it's a great dream. Hi, Renee. Oh, I am grateful for the immaculate energy we all share here. What a lovely thing to say. Thank you, Renee. I am going to talk about the menopause question you asked, Renee, about which crystals, because I happen to have a crystal expert on the show tonight for a couple of minutes, but I am going to answer that. Hi, Sasha. You know, she says something really interesting. Sasha says, isn't it amazing that Easter 420, 420, and WrestleMania all fall on the same weekend? If you don't know what 420 is, I think most of you know what Easter is, but some of you may not know what 420 is. And 420 refers to the day, it's called 420 on April 20th. The day is known as the official stoner holiday in which marijuana smokers celebrate their love of bud. And I think the number 420 was because it was after school at like 420, they'd go to meet or something like that. I think that was it. It was a little after my time, but it is pretty funny. And yeah, it is funny. In WrestleMania, no comment. Okay, Toby. Toby says, Kellee, I saw an eagle flying yesterday on your birthday. I think that's very good luck. It really means, Toby, and I'm going to be talking about this, transformation. Because you're now the second person in just a couple of people that have talked about an eagle, and I'm going to be talking about an eagle. Okay. And Tammy, hi, Tammy. She says, I've had very violent dreams lately. And I wake up scared, and I'm just thinking, wow, how violent was that dream? So we're going to talk about that, Tammy. Because it's going around. You know, this energy that we're going to talk about is a very intense energy, and it's going to bring things up in our unconscious and our subconscious, and it's all going to start to come up. It's going to shake us all up. There you go. Hi, Vera from Canada, from Ontario. Hi, honey. Hi, Angela. Hi, Sarah Stone. Hi, Karen. You woke up dreaming about your Aunt Bess. I had an Aunt Bess. I haven't thought of her in a long time. And playing the piano. My Aunt Bess played the piano too. That's very interesting. And singing Till We Meet Again. I found out later that my cousin, her youngest son, had just passed. Okay. Total visit, Karen. Total visit there. So that is extraordinary that you woke up and you had this visit from your aunt. And she's playing the piano, singing Till We Meet Again. I love it when they get creative on the other side, right? That's very creative. Oh my gosh. And then you found out. I'll be darned. Isn't that something? Hi, Deborah from Dallas. Hi, Dallas. Yes, Sherry Craft, it has been a very hard week. And you saw a hawk, though. Okay. Hawks are great, too. So hi, Jean. Yeah, I'm going to be talking a lot about the symbology of dreams, Jean. And hi, Jeannie. Got a lot to say about that. Hi, Jen Tran. How are you, sweetheart? And hi, Stacy and Michelle Kavanaugh. Hi, Jen. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Julie. And hi, Children's School of Yoga. I gotta say, I love that. I could just keep on going, but I've got a lot to say here about a lot of things. This energy is a very, oh my gosh. It feels like, we're all getting squeezed. It's such an intense energy. I have to tell you, it's every person I talk to. Everybody is walking their, almost like feels like walking the plank. I mean, it's like some really big stresses on people that are going on now. And I know that this energy is all about for the next 2.5 years, really, it's about forging our path spiritually. So and when you go into a spiritual awakening, which is what people are going to be going into, you have to deal with a lot of things that you have carried for a long time, which could be illness, could be anger, could be rage, it could be grief, it could be traumas, any of the things that we get when we come to Earth. We get a lot of good things when we come to Earth, but you got to remember that piece of it. But there's also a lot of things, especially things that have come through karma or come through, ancestral, and then ancestral karma. You had any of that, and so this is a time on Earth that will be shook up, to let go of certain things. So I have to tell you what happened today, this morning. My house is being, I'm in remodel, having a remodel here, and we're getting, I like to say we're getting close to, the end, and I hope we are. I'm trying to be positive about this, but anyway, I have a little office that I rent. So in town, and I'm driving on my country roads, this morning I've got the dogs in the back of the car. Well, actually Charlotte sits in the front with me, but anyway, and I'm just driving. All of a sudden I look up, and on this giant post, so this post was like, I don't know, 10 feet, and it was on one of the farms. And I see this like giant bird, but then I thought, but it was all brown, and it wasn't a hawk. I mean, I see hawks, and this is exactly what I saw. I saw this, and I was suspended, because first I thought, is that a rooster? I mean, again, my LA roots, I thought, do roosters like fly? Can they get that high? But anyway, it turns out that what I ended up seeing, I found out from a friend, Brenda, thank you, Brenda, was that it's a juvenile eagle, And a juvenile eagle is an eagle that is about under 2 years old. So the head isn't white yet. The head becomes white. I thought it was like at birth, but it's not. So it takes a couple of years or so. But so this is a juvenile eagle. And a juvenile eagle as a totem represents the beginning of a journey. And I really feel that this is such a significant time period, because we are all in the beginning of a journey. And the journey is of transformation. I mean, we could talked forever about, transformation. Well, you know what? We're going to see it in real time. And I feel like we are all on a new journey. So an advanced eagle. So for the people that saw, eagles in the last day or two, eagles represent vision and power, leadership, and actually connection to the divine. It is such a powerful totem. But then today, I heard about an incident that just blew me away, actually. And this happened on April 12th. And if you remember, on April 12th, we had a full moon in Virgo in Vedic astrology. We had a big full moon. And something interesting happened in India at the Jagannath Temple in Puri, India. At the Jagannath Temple in Puri, India, on April 12th, there was a surprising turn of events that happened. So this is a temple. They call it one of the most mysterious temples in the world for a lot of different reasons. But very surprising thing happened on April 12th. And they videoed this. There was an eagle. An eagle was seen carrying the sacred flag of the temple, like somehow got up, grabbed that flag at this temple. And it's a sacred temple, and it's a sacred flag. And this eagle flew around in its mouth 4 times around this temple. And so it was really interesting, because all the Vedic astrologers and all the seers out there were trying to figure out what it means. And really what they all kind of came to with this experience was that a flag on the top of a temple means like winning a battle. And it's in a temple, so it's like winning of something, something spiritual. And so, also the message was that there was a clash because of the eagle taking the flag between like your dharma work and your karma work. And so that it's like people have been straying too far from their Dharma work. And so how do we stray from our Dharma work? We don't do what we're supposed to do here. We, get in fights. We don't forgive. We, create more karma. It's all that kind of stuff. But we're actually supposed to get closer to Dharma, and our Dharma work is the work that, we're here to actually understand detachment and to have faith and spirituality and liberation. And so this whole message was they thought it was an omen, and they thought it was an omen for mankind to awaken to a deeper spirituality, being a really good human being, which means, practice kindness, have dedication, and have a lot of faith, because we're all on this road together. And I thought that was really fascinating that all of this came about today with the eagles. So keep eagles in mind, because eagles you may see in a dream, you may see a picture, you may see a story. Things like this start to happen, because we're all headed in the same area. So also I wanted to mention that I mentioned last week that I was having dreams in black and white, and I still have had some in black and white, and I've had many more in color, but it is kind of fascinating to me to figure out what's going on in my psyche here. But I did have a dream that I wanted to discuss last night. I had a dream that people that I didn't know, lots of people that I didn't know, men, women, that they all were kind of telling me at different times that they are changing vocations, like time to change vocations. And that because of the way the world is now, that they've had to get other careers, make changes. And what I saw next to each soul that was telling me this were their spirit guides. And the spirit guides started talking to me, and they told me that even though the situations on earth may feel uncomfortable at this time, even though it feels uncomfortable and you'll have to make some changes, that part of our growth here is to make the changes so we can grow, so we can expand, so we can meet new people and we can have new experiences and reaching our dharmic place. And as we grow, our spirit guides grow. So you have to remember that too, because their guides grow and their guides grow. And it's a constant, we're always constantly growing and evolving. Maybe that's the better word to use, is evolving. So anyway, just kind of wanted to put that out, because there will be, a lot of people will go through a lot of changes here. Now I'm going to switch into Vedic astrology real quickly, and then I'm going to go back to the dreams. Okay. And we'll have this, because I do want to talk about the energy. Yes, it's been a lot of, intense energy. Now we're not out of the woods on that. On April 13th, all the way to May 14th, the sun in Vedic astrology is in Aries. So that should help a little bit with some of the energy. But what I really want to discuss is on April 25th and on April 26th, that's a very, very intense couple of days here. And it's not till next week, but you'll start to feel the energy anyway, because we are already headed in this energy. We've been in this energy since the eclipse, and actually before the eclipse. But Mars will oppose Pluto, and it's at 9 degrees. So this means major transformation, because Pluto is a higher octave of Mars. So if Mars means war and energy and intensity, and it's in Vedic astrology, it's in Cancer, where it's weak and debilitated, which means it'll be frustrated. And Pluto's in Capricorn in Vedic astrology, which is government. It makes this a very powerful couple of days of transformation. And Pluto is in the United States chart. It sits in the second house with money and the stock market. So this could absolutely be more cattywampus, insane energy. But this opposition can trigger deep personal changes. And that's why I'm mentioning it now, because there will be changes in the next couple of 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6 months. Everybody will be going through their own kind of situation. Everybody will have something that they have to deal with or work on. I don't think anybody really escapes from this. I think that everybody will go through whatever it is they need to go through, And so this opposition of Mars and Pluto, so opposing is like this. They're literally opposing one another. This can bring deep personal change. It will help people or require people really to confront their own fears. of letting go of any attachments, letting go, embracing a new way of being. And this could highlight conflicts in relationships or power dynamics around communications and beliefs and shared values, because what we will discover in this period of time is that not everybody has the same belief system or the same shared values. Again, on Earth, everybody is going to get their own cracked open experience. And when you start to really wake up and realize, wait a minute, this person doesn't think the way I do. This one thinks very differently. It will stretch everybody. Again, you want to remember love, kindness, compassion, those kind of things. Everybody's on the PhD track here. I guess that's probably the best way to say it, right? So this transit can be a catalyst for personal growth and transformation. And there's that transformation again. And it will require everybody to let go of their old patterns. Like whatever you have believed, okay, let it go, because we're onto something new now. And it's really time to embrace the new self, embrace who you are becoming, okay? And it can change identities. So that could bring up an unexpected grief, possibly for the loss of the old self of who you were and now who you are becoming. There's a whole thing. I actually wrote my thesis on that, my thesis on that, the loss of sense of self. And this is a little different. This is the old self. It was important, but the new self is equally more important, probably going forward. Okay. So I just wanted to talk about that, get you all prepared for next week. So let's talk about dreams now. So what are dreams? Because nobody ever really asked that question. What are dreams? So dreams are images, they're thoughts, they're emotions, okay, that occur in the mind during sleep, particularly during the rapid eye movement, the REM stage. And they can be sometimes very vivid. They can also be lucid, where they are actual visits. So as I interpret them, I always tell other therapists to pay attention to this, because sometimes a dream is processing something with the father. The father did this, the father did that, the mother did this, the mother did that. And you're processing. And then sometimes they're actual visits. And sometimes it's a visit that you have to process. Really. I love that. Those are my favorite kind. Because our loved ones on the other side, as we are learning and growing and evolving, guess what? So are they. Some of them have to start a little lower. Some of them are learning through you and everything that you're going through. Yeah. And they pay a lot of attention, and it helps them grow and helps them. So all of us growing on Earth helps on the other side to grow as well. So to improve your dream recall, because this is really going to be important, first of all, you tell yourself before you go to bed, I'm going to remember my dreams. I need to remember my dreams. Keep a dream journal. I keep a dream journal. I don't keep it near my bed, because I personally like to just kind of mull on it and then wake up and write it. And it's better for me. But however, you do you. If you need a dream journal right there, keep it. Here's another thing. And they don't really mention this, but wake up slowly. If you want to remember your dreams, don't jump out of bed. Instead, have that kind of lingering thing. And then as you linger with it, it's easier to remember it. Okay. And again, you set your intention before you go to bed that you want to remember this. So, and write down details. Like the other day, I had a dream in black and white, another one. And in the middle of the dream in black and white, my mother showed up. Only she was in bright blue. And I was like, oh, thanks, Mom. I appreciate that. Actually, I remember exactly the detail of what she was wearing too. And I remember everything we were talking about. So you want to start to do this, because it's a muscle, and you start remembering this, because people will say, well, I don't dream. Yeah, you do. You do. Everybody dreams. You don't remember it. That's another story, but everybody dreams. Okay. So keep a dream journal, wake up slowly, set the intention. Write down the details of everything that you can remember. And another way to remember your dreams is avoid alcohol and drugs before you go to sleep, because that actually interferes with the REM sleep. Even though it's going to be 4:20 um, over the weekend. So anyway, so let's talk about how to interpret your dreams. So if you're looking for messages for insight or direction or spiritual growth, again, keeping this dream journal will help you, because then you'll be able to go, wait a minute, I had this dream of this animal and this tiger, and then I saw something else. And you can start to weave a story about what is going on in your psyche, actually. So, so that's kind of it's a really good idea. You also want to consider with dreams the emotional impact. How did the dream make you feel? Did it bring joy? Did it bring sadness? Did it bring, fear? So emotions provide clues to us for the dream's meaning. And also reflect on the spiritual growth of the dream. Like, how might the dream be encouraging or even challenging to your growth spiritually? Because dreams reveal areas that we need to either change or develop or work on, or, like, I haven't thought of that person in a long time. Well, what's going on? What does that person bring up for you? Use discernment, like trust your intuition. And some dreams, offer a clear message. Some you have to really learn to interpret them. And again, some dreams are visits from our loved ones. So let's talk about symbols. So common dream symbols, the common ones, and we'll go over some of them. Let's talk about this. A common theme lately, and I've heard this from several people now, are ex-spouses, ex-whatever. So, it begs the question, what did you want to say to the person? What feelings come up with this person? Are there still anger? Is there love? Is there forgiveness? I've had ex-partners come back to me after they died, and fortunately, and came back and asked for forgiveness. I've had that on more than several occasions. But to dream about a person that's still alive, that there was a problem in a marriage or in a relationship, really you have to start thinking, what was that? Because ultimately you want to be able to release and have no attachments to any of that, but something's going on there. So ex-partners are something to look at. Okay, so also let's talk about water. If you are dreaming about water, if water is in a lot of times people will say, I was by this lake and it was frozen, or there was a big tidal wave coming up. The water means emotions. So if you are it's raining, it's light rain. All right. So how do you feel emotionally? So always check yourself for emotions, always, if there is water around. Okay. Now, falling is a big one. So a lot of people have dreams of falling, and that's when you have dreams of falling, it's loss of control, actually, and it's instability, and it means fear of failure. So be kind to yourself. If your psyche is just trying to help you work on things that you need to work on, that's all. It's all. Dream interpretation is the most fun. I love it, because I'll go, let's say you killed somebody in a dream. Doesn't mean you're a murderer. Doesn't mean that. If you killed somebody in a dream, probably pissed off. I mean, it's just anger. Tell me about, but they'll say to me, but I really love that person. Do you really? What's going on under there? What has that person done? It's like it forces you to look at your own emotions. Emotions are everything. So let's say you're being chased. We get a lot of those in dreams, being chased. That could be a sense of overwhelm. You are literally overwhelmed. Or are you running away from your responsibility? That could be a big one too. Or are you being pursued by some constant specific worry? So if you are being chased, that has a lot to do with that one. Now, let's say you are and this is, people they'll go to school naked or be naked in public. And that dream, that's a big one for a lot of people, believe it or not. It just represents vulnerability, a fear of being exposed or a sense of being maybe judged by others. It's that. Now, another one, and I've had so many clients with this one, losing their teeth. They will literally, their teeth fall out in their dream. Kellee, what does that mean? Oh my God. And I'll say, who are you mad at? Well, I'm not mad at anybody. Really? You just told me you wanted to kill your husband. Okay. So losing teeth has a lot to do with anger. Teeth represent anger. Okay. So losing teeth, that's a big one. It also has to do with great stress. Great stress if you lose teeth. Great anxiety. Again, can be a feeling of being exposed also. So let's say now you dream of flying. People love flying dreams. They love flying dreams. Flying, it symbolizes, I should say, freedom. It's freedom, it's power, it's control, or a feeling, if you will, of being uplifted in a positive way. It's the most. I had a dream once. I have to say I'd like to believe it was more real than a dream. I mean, it was very lucid. I was soaring with the angels, and it was like the greatest feeling of awe. I did not want that to end. It was so great. Just thinking about it makes me high, and not like 420 high. Okay, being lost. So let's say you have how many of us have had dreams of being lost? That happens. So being lost in a dream, it can be like you're confused. You might be disoriented, or the truth is you probably have a lack of direction in your life. So when we come to Earth, we like to have direction. Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? And sometimes in life, we're at a standstill where we really don't know. And that's okay. So you don't need to go into that helpless feeling or lack of direction, but at least you start to figure out what you want to do with life. So these are some. Another one is if you are in a dream and you are going up in a dream versus going down in a dream. So if you're going up in a dream, that actually always means growth. You're going up. Now, it could be growth in spirituality. Often it is. Or growth in, I would say it's always in spirituality. If you are a dream where you're going down, what is it that you need to look at? What is it that is, it represents like regression in some areas that you need to look at. Are you stagnant? Is there fear of not achieving your goals? So it could be also being overwhelmed. So I've had different clients with all different modes of that. Often they'll say, I was going up in an elevator, and that's a great one. Going up in a plane, great one. It's a high consciousness. It's a shift in consciousness. So these are some of the ones that I thought I would talk about tonight. So I hope that all helps. And now what I really want to do, you know what, Renee, would you give me that one dream and then we'll bring our special guest on? Would you bring me, let's see, it was, I got to find that dream. It was a good one. Oh, Sherry Kraft. She said, Sherry says, I've been having weird dreams. I dreamt I had long white dreadlocks. I do have long curly hair that would go into dreadlocks if I let it. I seemed happy and content. I always, Sherry, when I think of long white hair, I always think of on the other side, the masters. I always go there. I always think that they, because every time I see one, they always have this kind of like long hair and long beards. I always think like that. And if that makes you happy and content, I love that. That might be you on the other side. You might be your higher self. It really may be your higher self. So thank you for sharing that. I thought that was a really good one. Okay, what I'd love to do now is I'd like to bring on Julie Ann. Julie Ann, can you join us?
I can. Hi.
I'm here. You're here.
Hi.
You made it.
Yay.
You made it. Yay. So I brought Julie Ann on today because Julie Ann's just going to be here for a few minutes. But Julie Ann, let's talk. We have a special class coming up.
Yes. And when is it?
A week from Saturday, April 26th.
April 26th.
April 26th, which is
26th.
going to
You
be.
just said the 25th and 26th are hard days, but I think coming to this class will take off some of the pressure.
Oh, for sure it will, for
Just
sure. I
a
mean,
light and airy and cozy class.
it's going to be an extraordinary class. And I have to show you guys, I just
Yes.
received this. This is a rainbow fluorite, and I got this from Julianne because Julianne has some pieces that you use for when you're doing your work.
Right. I'm a feng shui interior designer, so I work with the crystals and I sell big decorative ones. And we're going to be talking about that in the class too, how to decorate with them. That's one of the things, but there's so many things we'll be talking about.
There's so many things. And I have to tell you, Renee Rossiter asked a great question. And she said to me, first, before I even get there, rainbow fluorite. So this rainbow fluorite that I have, if people wanted to know what it is, it's associated with mental clarity, creativity, and emotional balance, which I thought was fabulous. Sometimes they call it the genius stone, which I'll take. And it's great to boost your intuition, your discernment, and your spiritual awareness. I love this piece so much, Julianne. Thank you so much.
So you're welcome. I have one more if anyone's interested.
Oh, you do?
I have one more. I'm thinking about keeping it for myself, but I bought them to resell, so I got to give people a chance.
And how would somebody? Because you've got some beautiful pieces.
Yeah, Julie at metrointeriors.com. So you can just email
Send
me.
You an email. Okay, I think that's great.
Because it's very similar to that one. And it's so beautiful. It really looks like glass.
It's stunning. And I love the energy of it.
But it's a rock.
It's amazing.
It also dispels confusion and promotes spiritual growth.
Yes.
So, and it balances the chakras. So it's very healing in so many ways.
It's fabulous. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I have to run this by you. So this is interesting. So Renee Rossiter asked me, she said, Kellee, what is a good crystal to use for menopause? And I thought that was such a great, great question. And so I asked Shauna McDonald. So Shauna McDonald owns the Crystal Shrine in Burbank, which, by the way, if you take our class on Saturday, Shauna is selling a special box of crystals for our use for our class,
right,
which is pretty extraordinary. And you can find that at kellywhite.com. But I asked Shauna, and Shauna says, so Renee, this is what she suggests. She said, and Renee, would you put this up? Rainbow moonstone. Rainbow moonstone. I'd never even heard of that. Have you heard of that, Julianne?
I have. Well, the moonstone, I guess the rainbow has a little bit of color in it.
Yes, look at that.
Have. Yes.
Isn't that beautiful? And she said that's for emotional balance.
Wow.
So there you go, Renee. She also says if you're in physical pain, she suggested amber. And she also suggested angelite. Angelite? Am I saying that right? Angelite?
Angelite.
For hot flashes.
Wow. What about selenite? I would also think the selenite, because it's very cleansing and just.
And I've got a selenite bracelet
selenite. Yes, wow. The selenite wands, bracelets. It comes in so many different forms. But this, I think, definitely it helps me. So.
Wow. Oh, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And for our class, it's a 2-hour class, and if you can't be there with us on Saturday, I think it starts at 10 a.m. Central Time.
Yep, 10 Central to 12. It's a 2-hour class.
Yeah.
We're also going to be talking about ways to use it in feng shui. So,
can't wait. I
want to know
cannot
more
wait
about using the feng shui bagua and where to put crystals, and as well as energy clearing and manifesting what you want to have happen with using crystals, and also a lot of self-care rituals.
Oh, absolutely.
There's so many things we're going to be talking about. And if you're coming to the class, do bring some of your own crystals with you to have around you, so you can show them or, talk about them as well.
And we'll be answering all kinds of questions for people, and again, if you can't be there in person, after the class is over, a day or two later, we email you the class so you can watch it at any time. But it's really fun because Julianne knows so much about crystals, and it's going to be really informative, fun, interesting. And whether you're a healer or whether you are a therapist and want to get into this, or whether you have, you want to get them as gifts and you want to know it, this is just a great learning experience.
Right. Whether you're curious about crystals or you've been collecting them for years, you can always learn something. I'll probably learn even in my own class, I'll learn something.
Right. It's so much fun. We
And it's
always
a
have a
fun,
good
I just
time.
like that it's a light class. Like it's not anything heavy and it's fun and it's practical, but fun ways to use them. And it's just, they're so beautiful too. They're like pets. Like here's my
Oh,
rose quartz.
oh, I got it.
Little
So
pet.
true. When I introduced her to everybody in
Yeah,
the room here,
yeah, the fluorite, the rainbow
I love.
fluorite.
She's very friendly.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Well, thanks,
Well,
Julianne, for
you're
hopping
welcome.
on, and I'll look forward to
Thank
can't
you.
wait to see you at the class. It's going to be so much
Yeah.
fun.
And just come to either one of our websites and you'll find the class and sign up.
Sign up. You guys
So,
will love it.
yep, it'll be fun.
All right.
Thank
Thanks, Julie.
you.
We'll see you
Okay.
later.
Bye
Oh
bye.
my gosh. Wow. This is going to be a really fun class. So if you can join us, let's see. Okay, so I have some questions here that I am going to answer for some people here. I'm going to start with, this is from Lori Sherbrooke, Lori Delaneva Sherbrooke. And I really wanted to answer this question, Lori. She says, Kellee, I've taken a lot of your classes, and she goes about that. She says, my 39-year-old daughter was diagnosed with postpartum cardiomyopathy with her now 8.5-year-old twins. And she's been doing really great. And she's seen the cardiologist. She's been to the Mayo Clinic. She's doing great. However, on Wednesday, it'll be 2 weeks that she suffered a coronary artery tear in her heart. And it caused the blood to backflow into the tissue, causing a blockage. Therefore, she had a heart attack. And they took her into the cardiac catheter lab where they placed 3 stents in her heart. She's still recovering and doing very well. She's very scared, however, and I'm a Reiki mastered intuitive healer. I'm petrified of losing her. We've got to stop that thought right there. Laura, you can't go down any fear road. That's when I was saying earlier, and I really wanted to tackle this with you because as what I was saying earlier, everybody's going to have their thing to overcome. And in your case, and in your daughter's case, fear. And as the mother, I'm asking you to hold that space of faith. You have to have faith here. You have to know that whatever is going on is going to serve a purpose at some point. And it's probably going to get her a lot stronger. Your daughter's probably going to get a lot stronger and live a very interesting life through this. She may be able to help so many people. So you have to change your attitude. You cannot go down that road of fear. Just can't. It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for her. And it's not, you just can't do it. It's not an option, is what I'm saying. You've got to be the most positive cheerleader in the most loving possible way here, okay? And I understand. I have a daughter and I have grandchildren, and I understand the potential fear there. I get that, but you can't allow yourself to go down that road, okay? Because you remember, whatever her soul is here to learn, she's learning, and you're learning. I think with you, the learning is about faith. I just keep hearing have faith. Okay, Lori? So just know that this is a fascinating time period. View it like this, and you all get through this. Okay? There you go. I hope that helps, honey. Okay. So Laura Crum. Hi, Laura. She says, Kellee, this show is so needed. I think the happenings in the current world are giving me all dreams of flooding. So flooded is emotions. Fires are rage and anger. We didn't even talk about fire, but same thing. Explosions, dreams that you're having explosions that scare the death out of me. Although I woke up this morning thinking, do not fear the journey, trust it. And that is the answer. Whatever our worst fears are, and that's why we can't, fear is an illusion. We cannot go down that road. So if you're dreaming like this, these are the kind of dreams that symbolize anger, aggression, rage, distress, stress. And so you want to look at the difficulties in your life, like what is going on in your life right now. Maybe you feel challenged all the time, or maybe you feel under attack. I mean, listen, the world is full of chaos, like really the most we've seen, I think. But it is a challenging time. I can't make light of that. It is a challenging time. But again, what I said earlier is it's going to bring up everybody's fears and whatever, so that you got the message, which is really important, that do not fear the journey, trust the journey. And that is it that's the answer. That is actually the answer. Trust the process, trust the journey here. Okay, we all wanted to be here. Laura, you're an advanced soul, and God bless you. It's a wonderful, wonderful outcome of that. Do not fear the journey. Trust it. Maybe write that out for yourself. So I think that's really, really important here. Okay, so Patricia Weaver says, Kellee, I'm looking forward to this program. Thank you. She said, last week I had a very scary dream. Again, a lot of people are having fear-based dreams, and understandably. Okay, again, we're all going to get shook. Our stuff's got to come up. She says, I hadn't had one in years, like this scary one. She said, my son woke me up gently. I was screaming for help. The dream was about being strangled in my bed while I was sleeping, and it was in black and white. There's that black and white again. And your birthday is 3/2. So March 2nd is an 8 of spades. 8 of spades is powerhouse, powerhouse. So if you are having dreams about being strangled or choked or strangled, it often indicates feelings of being trapped or overwhelmed or powerless in your waking life. So this may be related to a situation, a relationship. Do you feel like you're not being heard or that your voice is being suppressed? That's where I would go with this one. It's easy for me to say, oh, there's something there and it's strangling you. No. I'm a therapist too much. There's no way. No, this has to do with what's going on internally. Do you feel like you're not being heard? So it's something to think about, okay? So there you go with that. Now, Marge Webb, she says, Kellee, I had a dream. Now, this is fascinating. I love to hear your dreams, you guys. She said, I had a dream. I was standing in front of a woman. So Marge is standing in front of a woman. She took my hand and pulled my head forward. And then she pushed a thumbtack like a pin into the middle of my forehead. She said, it reminded me of one of those collector decorative pens. Okay, so you had a dream. You're standing in front of a woman. So the way the homeopathic doctors do dreams, and they interpret dreams as you are every part of the dream. So this is one that I have to say, you're the woman, you're standing in front of the woman that is you. You took your own hand and put a pin in here, right in the middle of your forehead. It's to open your third eye. It's like, wake up, come on, we're going to get your third eye going here. That's really what that dream represents. And the third eye is everything. It's how we really start to see there. So you're trying to open your third eye. I'd be doing exercises with opening my third eye. You don't have to put a pin in it at all. Don't put a pin in it. But sometimes people put the dots here. Also, in Indian culture, I know there's a real word for that, but anyway, that might be something to do. Marge Webb also says, my sister has had the same dream twice where a Native American dressed in full regalia stands beside the pond in front of my house. That would be a guide. That would be a guide right there. That'd be a guide of somebody, of a soul that is absolutely protecting you, absolutely protecting you. Okay, so I hope that helps. You know what, Renee Hansel, you also asked me what angels to work with menopause. And my dear friend Linda said to ask Raphael and Mother Mary. That's what she said. So I thought, sometimes I've got to ask for help. And that's who I asked. And that's what she said. And I agree with that. So hopefully that will help there. So, wow, here we go. Okay. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I want to mention a book that I started to read that I cannot put down. I just have to remember this book. It's so good. It's called Treading on Thin Air. Treading on Thin Air. Oh my gosh, by Dr. Elizabeth Austin. I have to tell you, I cannot put this book down. It's a fascinating book. I mean, it really is a journey here about water and weather and climate. But more than that, she goes into, she's a world-renowned atmospheric physicist. And I have to tell you, this is a book for everybody to read. It's like part memoir and part popular science. And it's so good, I cannot put it down. So if you really want to read something interesting, Treading on Thin Air, I can't put it down. I have to mention that because it's so good. Okay. Susan Reynolds, Kellee, I have an eagle story. I was driving in my neighborhood and saw 2 eagles flying in sync. Then they locked talons and started twirling. What a gift. Okay, Susan, that's extraordinary. Okay, wow. Yeah, that's a sign. That is a really, really great sign there. Hi, Dawn Solomon. I was thinking about you today, honey. I'm so glad to see you. I hope you're well. I'm going to get everybody a card. Dawn, let's get you a card from your husband too. I've got some cards here. Yikes! Let me get my cards out. Yikes! Here we go. Here we go. Okay, Dawn, I have a card for you from your husband. I am learning over here. Well, he always was a smart guy. I have to say that, Vicki, this is for you, honey, from your husband, Mike. We are so connected. You're very connected, Vicki, and soon very, very connected. And Lori counts if you're watching. I have become one of your guides from your dad. Here you go. There you go, everybody. So that's really fun. Yeah, and Margaret, who knew 420? Hi, Sherry Abdu. Yeah, this energy is something else. Oh my gosh. So Evie Freddy says, my dreams are vivid and intense. Yep, that's so true. Kim Ann Snodgrass, nothing celebrates the risen Lord like a body slam by a man with a spray tan wearing gold lame briefs, smoking pot. Oh, Linda, you see eagles too? I think that's really amazing. Hi, Angel. I think that's amazing. Okay, Marilyn says, I've had several dreams of strangers living in the basement, and I can't lock them out. So what is it, Marilyn, so the basement represents something lower, the lower energy of our consciousness, a lower consciousness. What is it that you have put in the basement? Like, who is it that you need to address, or what is the circumstances that you need to address there? That's actually an easy one. You can't lock them out anymore. Yeah, it means it's time to, did anybody betray you? Did anybody harm you? Was there trauma? Think like that, Okay. Christy, hi, Christy Kopernica. She says, I dreamt of my adult son, and he is still here. However, I dreamt he died. Now, that would be, Christy, heart-wrenching. I have to ask the hard question. Were you mad at him? It's just a simple question. Are you worried about him? And that could be too. That could be too. Those are heart-wrenching, Christy. But look at it another way. I'm wondering if there's what else is going on there. Okay. David Kish says, watching from the artist community of Carrizozo, New Mexico. Wow, where's Carrizozo? Is that near Taos? What a great thing. Thanks, David, for watching. I really appreciate that. I love that area. I have family there in Taos, and I love it. Oh my gosh, I think it's so great. So Dolly Lanier says, Kellee, my son Doug is very ill with diabetes and COPD. Can he get a healing? Well, let's see. Yes, he can. He can always get healing, but let's get him a card from the power of love. Okay, let's get him a card. It's hard when everybody is going through their stuff, isn't it? It's hard. Earth is hard. Earth is the hardest darn school that there is. Period. Okay. Individuality. You leave your unique stamp of love on everything you do. So then it has something to do with love here with your son, Dolly. I know you love him. Does he love himself? That's going to be important here for him. Does he love himself? Okay. Let's see. Okay. Charlene Miller says, hi, Kellee and Renee. Eagles. I'm hoping that we have a wonderful man to join us. Hope he has been able to join us tonight. His gifted name is White Eagle Spirit Talker. Of course, not trying to fix you up. The two of you speak of your beliefs and you have lots in common. He is pure love medium also. Oh, we'll have to look into him, honey. Thank you for that. I think you had mentioned that thing, and I love the word eagle in there. See, I'm telling you, something's coming on here. Something is happening. Emily says, Kellee, what makes one want to change genders? No judgment, just curious. I think that the souls, that these are advanced souls that come in. I think they're very advanced souls that, because the more advanced souls, they don't necessarily take a male or a female position. I think they're here as advanced souls to bring lots of different messages. And I've always looked at all of this way, with love and compassion for all of this. That's what my take on it is. So there you go. Thanks for asking, honey. So let's see here. Let us see. Oh, Rose Lee says we have bald eagles in Alaska. Oh, I have seen a lot of bald eagles in Alaska when I was there. Lisa Kupka says, wonder why I don't dream about my family that has passed, especially my mom, dad, and brother. And so, yes, you can have a card, honey, of course. Your birthday is October 4th, so you're a 5 of diamonds. So 5 of diamonds is a lot of angels around 5 of diamonds. So sometimes we do have dreams about our loved ones who passed, and sometimes we don't. It's not because they're not there, and it's not because they're not present. It's just that, let me ask you this. Are you depressed over it? Are you grieving over it? Sometimes when we're really in a state of grief, it's really hard to remember that they're actually there and you have dreams with them. So that's a possibility. But even just asking them, I'd like to have a dream with you, you'll see. And there are times when I have more dreams of my mom. Sometimes there's dreams I have more dreams of my father and other different people that I've lost in my life. So it all just happens. It'll happen, honey. It'll happen, Lisa. Okay. Here we go. So, okay. Patty Campbell says, thanks for having this discussion. I've been having so many extensive, strange dreams that make no sense, unnerving and sometimes frustrating. Yeah. Patty, keep a journal of them and you'll start to make some connections. Okay. Because everybody at this particular time is going to be having some, it might feel very random. Like it might be something from your deep past or something from really dark or unconscious. And it might be just something that not to have fear over, but you just want to look at. You just want to start looking at some of these things and really look at the symbols of it and see how you feel in the dream. So Kathy Dzidniak, hi Kathy. She says, I dreamt I was in a super fast jet flying. I love that. And my deceased husband was the pilot. Oh my God, we did not know where we were going. Wonder what that means. Oh, you guys were having a great visit. He was taking you around, honey. What a fabulous. You may not have known where you were going because you were definitely on a visit with him going around. I think, Kathy, that's a fabulous. Always remember that one. That is a fabulous dream. Here. Yes, Nicole, as we grow, our spirit guides grow. Yep, absolutely is what happens. Hi, Renee Martinez. How are you, honey? Okay, Raina says, Kellee, I would like a message for my late brother. I am born March 18th. Okay, so let me just look here real quickly. And March 18th is a 5 of diamonds, another 5 of diamonds. 5 of diamonds always has they have a lot of angels around them. From your brother, he says, I am here helping you. So I know he's there helping you, Raina. Our loved ones always come and help us. They do. Hi, Penelope from North Carolina. So let's see here. Okay, here we go. Emily Bordelane, what is the dream of the man with a black hat about? I had this dream where he came into my bedroom window at the house I grew up in. I could not move. He did not hurt me, but stared intently at me. He may have been a guide, Emily. It's a possibility that he was a guide here. It's funny. I do a lot of spirit guides readings for people, and I had a really interesting reading with a woman the other day who we're talking about spirit guides, and what I saw was a man in the middle in a robe, and then all of these other white robed men around the guide in the middle. But the guide in the middle was not wearing a white robe. He was wearing a black robe. And I asked him, I'd never seen it before. And I asked the guy in the black robe what he was there for. And he said, I was there for purging. I'm helping the client, I'm helping the soul purge. And the purge was, there had been a lot of sexual abuse in generations. Religious groups, actually. And there was a lot of that. And I thought that was one of the most fascinating guides I'd ever seen. There's so much that we don't know about everything. There's so much we don't know, but I was fascinated by that. Spirit guides sessions are really interesting because I never know what's going to come out with spirit guides and who's going to come out and what's going to come out. But my thought about the dream with the black cat is that it was a guide. It absolutely was a guide. It's not going to, no, that's my thought on that. Anyway, so, and if anybody would like a session with me, I have some sessions left for next week, I think. And the following week. So go check my schedule out at kelleewhite.com. And I'm going to start putting up my May calendar week by week because I have some traveling to do in May. So I'm going to be, I'm going to be doing a show in Portland. So I'm excited about that, and a book signing in Portland. And what else? I've got some traveling to do. So anyway, week by week, we'll see where we are with that. So you can go ahead and sign up for a session with me. Melanie says, Kellee, I'm missing my dad. He left us in July, 2 weeks before we were supposed to travel to see him after several years. It's been very hard to process. Melanie, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. That is a hard one because after all that time, just know he's around, honey. Let's get you a card here. Here we go. He must have had a sense of humor. I am with the rest of the family. So you'll see him again, honey. You'll see him. Pay attention to your dreams for sure, okay? For sure. I think that would be really a good idea. Okay. So Evie says, sometimes we remember about our dreams later on in the same day or later on, something would trigger something to help us remember. That's very, very true, Evie. That's exactly what happens. And Carlene says, what does it mean when the dream loops? Trying to get your attention. I've had dreams that loop. Really, that's a great question. It's just trying to, so you'll remember them. You'll remember them. You'll remember them. Okay. Amber Lily says, Kellee, lately my dreams have been about people that I feel are past lives. That absolutely can happen. You may have dreams about people in a past life. I am the person in the dream, but I don't look like me. I look like someone else. It's very strange. It absolutely could be that you are looking at a past life. Could be in present tense that you're looking at, that you're changing and evolving also. So there's a lot of different ways to view this, but absolutely we could have dreams about past lives. Okay. Karen Abercrombie says, Kellee, I normally don't dream, but since my sister passed, I'm having very bizarre dreams about her in bed last night. I woke up really angry. Are you angry because she passed, honey? Is that what the anger is? And you say you normally don't dream. Everybody dreams. But since your sister passed, you're having very bizarre dreams. Yeah. Well, is there anger there? I mean, what are you angry about? And do you miss her? Was she a bad person? Was she a good person? Did you not get to complete the relationship? There are a lot of questions we have here. But pay attention and write those down. Okay. And Tammy Jackson says, I have prophetic dreams. Some people have prophetic dreams, and that's literally where you are dreaming of the future here, that something is happening. And that's always something to pay attention to, no matter who it is. So that's a good one too. And if you, again, and I forgot to mention this, if you have dreams with animals, their totems, look them up and see what they mean, because we'll have a show on totems too, and they do come to you in your dreams. Well, everybody, I will see you Monday. Join James and me. We have a wonderful guest that we'll be talking about on Monday. So join us on Monday, and then you'll see me next Thursday and ask me anything. Oh, and I forgot one thing. If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area, join Dr. Shirley Impellizzeri and Carrie Gonia and me for our 3-day retreat on June 20th, 21st, 22nd. And you're going to love it. It is going to be an extraordinary experience for everybody. We have a lot of things to talk about with that, but it's going to be really, really fun. We're going to be dealing with traumas. We're going to be dealing with, traumas. We're going to talk about, I'm going to be talking about why are we at Earth at this time? How do we plan? What's our planning like? And then I'm going to do readings for people. And Carrie is going to be talking about family constellation and ancestral healing from the generations. And Shirley is going to be talking about somatic therapy, bringing tips and all kinds of things. And she also specializes in attachment theory and shadow work. So we're going to be breaking free from deep, limiting patterns. And we're staying at a fabulous hotel in Burbank, California. So if you can join us, I think we have 6 spots left for the VIP experience. If you want, and we'll have dinner together, and it's just going to be an extraordinary time. So please join us. And if you can't join us live, we will have the show. We'll have this event on Zoom, so you can purchase it on Zoom too. All right. So thanks, everybody. Take care. Have a great week, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.